Welcome, welcome, welcome to this journey through the inner smile. And in this video, we're going to look at why is it that you might need an inner smile. So, every day we produce and throw away garbage. Now, hopefully your garbage doesn't look like that, but the point is, in our kitchen, in our home, every day we produce stuff which we need to throw away. And most people are pretty careful at throwing away their garbage. Now, you may be familiar with the program Hoarders and what people's homes look like when they don't throw anything away. They literally can't move. They can't walk through their homes, their rooms, their house, and their whole life comes to a standstill. Now, the same thing happens inside of us when we produce emotional or mental garbage and we don't get rid of it. We end up carrying it around with us all the time, 24 hours a day. And it's been shown that we have around 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And often those thoughts will be connected with a feeling. So how many feelings are you generating every day that you're carrying around with you that actually you don't want? And really what I'm talking about here is feelings like sadness, grief, frustration, fear, disappointment, hurt, all the stuff that isn't very pleasant. So what do you do with your feelings? Do you hold on to them and carry them around like demons on your back? Do your emotions weigh you down? Or do you run around feeling completely exasperated? Do you sometimes find yourself exploding like a volcano? Or do you find yourself dumping your stuff on other people and then feeling guilty and remorseful later? What are you doing with your emotional garbage? And what if you had an easy, effective way to dispose of your emotional garbage? So what we can actually do is we can learn how to cultivate this negative emotional energy and use it in a positive way. And we can liken this to composting and gardening. You can learn how to transform negative emotions into flowers of positive emotional energy. So our internal organs generate emotions, both positive and negative emotions, and they do this automatically and instinctually. And this happens in response to what is happening in our environment. And if we don't manage those emotions, then they're going to affect our internal organs. So for example, anger contracts the right side because anger is related to the liver and our liver is on the right, while sadness affects the lower left side and worry affects the spleen and the stomach, which is why we say, I was sick with worry. So all these emotions are having an effect inside your body. And often people don't realize this until they get sick because dis-ease turns into disease. And as we continually and ongoingly generate these negative emotions and we don't know what to do with them, they just stay stuck inside. And then we create a vicious negative emotional cycle. So what can we do about this? Well, we can learn how to compost our inner emotions. And in order to do that, we have to get in touch with our internal organs and the emotions which are stored inside them. And that requires us learning to develop our inner senses. So we all know that we have outer senses, the ears, the eyes, the nose, etc. But we have inner senses which are intimately connected with these outer senses. And most people are not connected with these inner senses or this inner sensing ability. And the way we do this is to learn how to communicate with our inner organs and how to love them. How to love our internal organs which are generating these emotions, and also how to clear the emotions out of these internal organs. So we can learn how to transform these negative influences into positive forces. They don't have to remain negative. And this is all done through the laws of physics, which says that energy can be transformed. So when we generate negative emotions like anger and hate and cruelty and sadness, it affects our environment. It doesn't just affect us, it affects everything around us. And in the same way, when we generate positive emotions inside of us, that will affect our outer environment in a positive way. So which would you rather have? Would you rather be carrying around your emotions like a trash can? Or would you like to be creating a garden of beautiful, positive flowers? Well, we have a choice. And when we learn how to compost these emotions inside of us and transform the negative energy into positive energy, we can change all of this. There are also other benefits of doing the inner smile. As you learn the meditation, you learn to tame your monkey mind, the chatterbox. And one of the ways this meditation is so effective is because it gives the monkey mind something to do. We focus on transforming the emotional energy inside our body, and then the monkey mind shuts up. So if this has piqued your interest, I invite you to join me on the Secrets of the Inner Smile training, an online training program where you can learn how to transform negative emotions into positive feelings. The program includes recorded video lessons, downloadable audio files, private membership into a portal which you can access 24/7 from anywhere in the world, full instruction on the theory and the practice of the inner smile meditation, and everything you need to learn and practice the inner smile at home. So before I leave, let me share my experience of using this technique and how I was able to heal myself from chronic fatigue and depression using the inner smile. So I was unable to work for 10 years, and prior to that was sick for some years as well with depression. And I spent a lot of money and a lot of time literally traveling around the world trying to find answers because nobody seemed to be able to tell me, why are you sick? Why do you have symptoms? And the turning point came when I learned that the symptoms of illness were the result of me holding all my emotions inside. But the problem was I didn't even know that I was holding those emotions inside. But what I learned was that depression is the depressing of emotions, and chronic fatigue is the chronic depressing of emotions, and using a whole heap of energy to hold those emotions inside, which then creates exhaustion. So I learned that chronic fatigue is not a lack of energy, it's actually blocked emotional energy. Now, there are other components to chronic fatigue, such as adrenal fatigue, which is exhaustion, and often and usually the two go hand in hand. However, a major component of chronic fatigue is blocked emotional energy. And unless we learn how to identify and clear this emotional energy, we stay sick. So I learned this technique and I used it every day. And bit by bit, my symptoms disappeared. I didn't need medication. I didn't need supplements. All I needed to do was change me from the inside out. And I literally transformed my life. And you can do this too. So if you're interested in knowing more, you can go to my website, emotionalalchemyacademy.com, and look up the Secrets of the Inner Smile training.